All right, are we ready for our big panel? You guys are so great. I don't even have to ask you to cheer. You just do it. So, well, I am going to ask you, though, to give the biggest, most enthusiastic welcome you can for our Red Dead panel. It's so awesome. We've had Rob, we've had Roger, and now we also have Benjamin Byron Davis as Dutch. So give them a big hand as they come to the stage. Rob Wiethoff, Benjamin Byron Davis, and Roger Clark.
What's happening? Thank you all for coming. This is awesome.
Hello, everybody. Hang on a minute. I thought this was Prospector Con. Oh, wow. Wow. This is the biggest room they've put us in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my first time. I don't know.
Yeah, when you guys were coming back, we're like, we need a bigger room.
Yeah, my gosh. And that's testimony to you guys. Thank you so much for coming. Outlaws for life.
Well, again, as I said to them, we like to give as much time as we can to our audience to ask their questions. So I'm going to stay out of the way over here. If you guys want to line up there and ask your question, remember to be considerate to your fellow people here and ask one question and leave it at that. And
yeah, I haven't finished the game yet either, so please no spoilers.
Yeah. You can watch that on TikTok. I've been watching. Yeah, follow him on TikTok. All right, go ahead. We have our first question. If you guys are ready.
All right, real quick before I start, I just want to get permission. Is it okay if I video the question? Okay, thank you.
No.
Well, shit. All right, the question's for Rob. I just wanted to get your perspective on what it was like with Undead Nightmare. And, I mean, how was that when they brought that to you? I'm sure that isn't the first thing that you expected when you heard that you were going to be taking part in something that's a Western.
No, it was not. It was amazing. But I had just finished Red Dead Redemption just a few months, it seemed like, before that. And they said, we're bringing, I thought, what do you mean, how? Spoilers, everyone, I guess, if we have to say it. Actually, you know what? There are a lot of people I know that haven't played Red Dead Redemption. You probably know the story. But, no, I really didn't understand. I thought, I don't know how this works, whatever. But I enjoyed every second of it, just like I did the rest of it. But it was funny. And I think that, obviously, their main goal was to put out something that they hoped would be really successful in Red Dead Redemption. And then this was obviously something they wanted to do well too, but they were much more relaxed about it, and we all...
It shows.
Yeah, it was kind of fun and kind of just crazy the entire time. It was fun, though.
Awesome, thank you very much. Real quick, would you mind doing a quote for me?
You eat babies!
Thank you!
I knew it was coming. Is that the
Thank
one
you
you
so
wanted
much.
to hear?
That's 110% what it was, yeah. Thank you.
I wanted to make sure. Right on. Thank you.
This one's for Roger. Can you scream Lenny?
Yes. What's your name again?
Ridge.
Ridge, how you doing, cowpoke? Will you help me? Because I'm still looking for him, and I still haven't found him. Will you scream with me, please?
Sure.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
How you doing, gentlemen? So I wanted to ask Roger, actually, this is not related to Red Dead, but it was about some of your other work. So I've actually been listening to some of your work on Audible or with audiobooks. Has there been a particular one that you've actually done within nonfiction that you really enjoyed recording or found interesting at least?
Oh yeah, nonfiction. A lot of the World War I stuff that I was lucky enough to do, I really was interested in. I did this really extensive series about the Eastern Front of World War I. I learned tons of stuff. Like the Russians, oh my gosh, there's so many casualties. It's insane. And it was a very extensive series. And yeah, it was a privilege to work on stuff like that, where I learned a lot. So yeah, thanks for asking. I've done loads of audiobooks. I started when I was a kid. My dad used to do newspaper for the blind, and I would help cut out newspaper articles for him. And that's what kind of gave me the bug for that. And I've been doing audiobooks for a while now. And yeah, thank you for that's a cool question. The Eastern Front of World War I. That was an interesting topic I particularly enjoyed, yes.
Yeah, I've been reading one of your ones right now on, what's that? Oh yeah, on a knife's edge. It's the one from World War II in Ukraine.
By Prit Buttar, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That was cool.
I'm a little nervous, but I'm gonna try not to spoil this for anyone that hasn't played Red Dead 1. But what do you think would have happened if Arthur had survived? Do you think John would have to go after Arthur like he did Javier and Bill
And Dutch.
and Dutch?
How'd that go? Nobody kills Dutch but Dutch.
Our time has passed, John. Our time has passed, John.
That's good.
That is not bad. That is not bad.
Yeah, that's really all I had to ask.
Here's the thing, though. If Arthur's still alive, John doesn't have to get revenge for him and going after Micah.
But then,
And then he doesn't get the attention of Ross.
oh yeah, I forgot that.
So that whole series of events might not have even ever happened.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Good impersonation.
Is there gonna be a Red Dead 3?
Yes.
Yes, it's going out tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Sorry, it's Tuesday. Tuesday after lunchtime. Hope you like it.
Can you say you eat baby?
You eat
Just
baby.
did. He just did like 90 seconds ago.
Hey, but
But it was like It was like 90 seconds. Oh, go on then.
I want to say real quick, man. Thank you for asking your question. And you know what? I think that the three of us absolutely hope there's going to be a Red Dead Redemption 3, and I think that it's likely that there will be. I don't know anything more than you do. I promise you that. But it seems like it would make sense that they would do another one. I think the first two have gone pretty well, and nobody knows but them, unfortunately. But thank you for asking the question.
Hi. I just wanted to know, in the whole entire game of Red Dead Redemption, even if it's Red Dead Redemption 1, what is your favorite game in the whole entire franchise of it?
Like mini game in the game, or which of the games?
I meant guns, sorry.
Guns.
Yeah,
Oh.
what is your favorite gun?
You know what? I haven't played Red Dead Redemption 2. I've played the first chapter of it, but I'm playing Red Dead Redemption right now, and I just, somewhere in Mexico, bought a pistol that is also like a machine gun almost.
Oh,
And it is awesome. I love it.
And I like using a shotgun with slugs. Dutch wouldn't. Dutch likes his guns, but when I'm playing, I like the shotgun.
yeah, that one's famous as well.
Yeah. When we were working on it, a lot of us just used the plain old cattlemen's because that was the easiest ones to sling and the most well balanced. But I'm playing 2 at the moment, and I'm gaining a new respect for the volcanic pistol.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen you playing on all your lives on TikTok. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi guys, before I start, that's okay if I record it? Okay. Well, since I left my country, I have like a 10 years, the last time I saw my brother, and during the pandemic, he almost lost the battle. So one of these nights, he had a lot of fever, and he told me he went to the hospital, but he said this to his wife, and swear, he says, baby, I need to go to Strawberry because my brother and Arthur and John is waiting for me. And she said, which Arthur, which John? Michael, friends? And he said, no, I need to Warma. I need to go to Warma and be careful with Dutch. So finally, I can ask you this question. And then you are really aware how powerful is your voice, now the power of your voice, your acting, they're capable of to a player has hallucination over your game. Thank you.
Michael,
Yes,
it's
sir.
nice to see you again. The question is, are we aware
Yeah,
that our work causes hallucination?
Yeah, or no. or you ever imagine how your work can influence in the players? Because I'm pretty sure my brother is not the only crazy guy who have hallucinations.
I'll tell you, all three of us have worked in lots of different mediums on stage and in front of the camera. And there is something, and you guys have taught me and everybody this. The attachment, like for me growing up, I watched the Godfather movies over and over again. And I thought of Fredo and Michael and Sonny, like they were real to me. But it's not like how these characters impact folks who play video games, particularly single-player story video games. The attachment that you guys demonstrate when you come and see us, and I think we know that it's not just us; it's this character that we're associated with. But it is a profound thing, and it's so people will come up and they'll say, "I spent 1,000 hours on this," and I'll think, "No, I spent more than that, but I should." And I was getting paid. But you start to understand, you guys have put in as much time, if not more time, than many of us have done. And all I can say is, I'm very sorry your brother was hallucinating. I hope he's feeling better.
No.
But it's a real honor to be a part of something. And the other thing that has to be stated is, when you're working for Rockstar Games, you now are working with a company that has a platform and a reach that is literally global. And that is not anything, most actors don't get to intersect with that kind of reach. And it's been the honor of my career to be associated with that company, with these chuckleheads, and with Dutch in particular. I first played Dutch in, I think it was 2009. So it's been a minute. But it's the fact that our work, that we really put everything we had of ourselves into, that it's now getting reflected back at us by all of you and your dedication to this game and these characters. I tell you, there's no real way to put it into words, but to say, I feel so fortunate.
Thank you.
First of all, how are you guys enjoying Sci-Fi Valley Con this year?
It's been amazing so far. It's been great. Yeah, thanks for coming.
What was the worst on-set injury?
If you asked No Shear that, he used to break things there was a No Shear break jar. Remember that?
Nashir played Charles Smith, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah.
But there really wasn't many injuries, we're proud to say. And that's one of the beauties of performance capture, is there's padding everywhere. That's why we were able to really sell some moves, and there's padding everywhere, and you don't see it because it was rendered into a digital version of the Wild West. But yeah, go on, talk about the break jar, yeah.
No, you know what? No Shear is awesome, and he's in so many video games that you enjoy. If you Google him, you'll find out exactly who he is, and you'll know that you're a big fan right away. But yeah, he He was like a bull in a china shop, and he would tell you the exact same thing. It was kind of fascinating how he was one of the most capable people. Honestly, he's so fit and so strong, and he's like I don't know what he's trained in, but he's basically a ninja, right? And
Karate, I think he does karate.
Yeah.
It's one of them.
But he somehow every day would be like, I think I broke it, and everybody would run it. Yeah, he broke it, and then they'd fix it, whatever. But it was amazing.
We had an amazing team of stunt performers too, and those guys were and girls were more at risk than we ever were. But really, can't say anything serious ever really happened to our knowledge.
Thank you. Hi. I've actually met Roger and Rob the last year. Yeah, me and Dutch met today. So, first question I wanted to ask, what do you think of my Bill Williamson impression?
Well, every time that I do something bad, everybody calls me a fool and an idiot. But when you do something, oh, it's just one of them things.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That was awesome.
I think that's the best impersonation of anybody from the game I've heard.
That was amazing. Steve Palmer would love to hear that.
He's going to listen to that over and over and over.
I really want to meet him next time I come here. But second question, what's your least favorite gun in the game?
When I was doing my playthrough and I found a jackalope and realized that I had, instead of a gun, I had my lasso. That's my least favorite gun.
I most certainly agree.
I mean, the small game rifle, but it's not my least favorite. It's just the one I use the least. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's the one I use the least often.
My least favorite is the one that I had to go and I had to hunt all those birds and get all those feathers and get all that stuff done. And then I get this tiny little gun that doesn't do.
It's not that cool. Yeah, it's not that cool. You're right.
I'd say my least favorite is the Evans repeater because, like, you're just sitting there loading bullet after bullet for, like, a good 2-3 minutes.
But that's a famous cowboy gun, the Evans repeater. I mean, that one, that's in a lot of movies. It's there's a little wish fulfillment. I mean, all those guns. But for gun heads, there's a lot of real detail. They cared about what they were doing very, very, like every detail in that game, they cared about everything.
All right, thanks very much, Mike.
Thank you for that, too. That was awesome.
Unbelievable.
Big fan of all of you guys, by the way. My question was, if they did a Red Dead Redemption 3, would you prefer like another prequel, or do you think they should maybe do a sequel, tell a different story? What do you think?
We're only getting paid for another prequel. So.
That's a fair point.
I would love to see another prequel because we've heard so much about the things leading up to Red Dead Redemption 2, and in both games we've heard a lot about it. And I would really, really like to see. And I'm saying this knowing that John would probably be, I don't know, 15, 20 years, and I'm 49 years old. It's probably not going to be me playing that character if it happens, but I would still love to know more about it.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, if you carry on, when does Red Dead Redemption end with Jack? It's 1914, right? So now you're in World War I territory. That's not good. The Wild West is done by that point. So, yeah, maybe a prequel, maybe a totally other different story. But, you know, the Blackwater Massacre, we've been hearing about this for a long time now, since Heidi McCourt and all that with The Strange Man. Your guess is as good as ours. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Hi, it was very nice meeting all three of you earlier. It's my first convention. I'm having a great time so far. So my question is, I guess for first all three of you, what was some cut content that you guys did, like the motion capture, the voice acting for Red Dead Redemption 2? And then for Rob and Ben, what was some cut content you guys did for Red Dead 1?
Okay. it often gets misconstrued, voice acting and motion capture act. It's all one thing. So it's one pass. So hold on. I've done this before. But of the cut content from the first game, so he got called for Undead Nightmare, and he went off and he shot this other game. They checked my availability for Undead Nightmare, so I thought I was going to be flown to New York and do all this stuff, and then they figured they could do it with all this cut content elsewhere. So that's why Dutch, if you play poker, that's a long story. Anyway, they turned Nostus into a zombie, so I didn't have to go do that. So that's the one thing on the first game that was cut that I would have preferred was not. And then the stuff that we worked on that was really pretty badass was we had a whole adventure on a train where we were taking out these super secret agent fellows, and we just went through a train. We had to ride up to the train, and we had to go through and murder all these people.
The Boston Bounty Hunters.
The Boston Bounty Hunters. It was very badass, and I wish it was seen. But I'll tell you this, and Rod Edge, who was our director, I'd go into the booth to clean up some stuff, and I'd see things had been cut that I wish hadn't been cut. And Rod, I can make a lot of noise when I'm unhappy. I can make a lot of noise when I'm happy, but when I'm unhappy, I can be really a bit of a jackass.
No.
A little bit. But so Rod made the point to me that they were cutting good things. They were cutting things that worked. And that if you want to create something that's going to endure, if you want to create something that's going to last, the saying is you kill your darlings, right? But he said to me, and I understood it, we're cutting this stuff because you needed it to deliver the performance, but we don't need it to tell the story. So we can just get rid of it. So I've learned in my career to not get too attached to outcomes and to just focus on the process. That's mine.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know what I want to just say too? I don't know if there was anything that I did that didn't make it in the game. And it's possible that there were things that I was part of that when the technology keeps evolving, right? They've got to find the threshold and what can we do? And of course they want to fill everything between, not leave anything unreached or whatever the word is I'm looking for. But there were things I'm sure that they did that I was possibly part of that they couldn't use because they recognized that doesn't actually work the way we want it to. But I don't know that there were scenes or anything like he just mentioned. I don't think there was for me at any point. Peter talks about scenes.
Oh yeah, the slow. There was that slow, sensuous dance in the snow.
You're just encouraging this kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Look at that daredevil right there, though. That's born again, baby.
Cool.
Thanks. So, big fan of Westerns, obviously love the games, love the reach and interest they bring to the Western genre in general. I grew up watching like John Wayne, Clint Eastwood Westerns. It's kind of a quick one for all three of you. You each have a favorite Western movie that kind of helped you get into the zone to do the voice acting for these games?
Absolutely, and we discussed Westerns the whole time we were making the video game. It's, again, only a small portion of was actually voice acting. But for me, it's such a tough one, But The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is definitely up there. Unforgiven really is a big one for me, too. Especially for Arthur, because I felt Unforgiven dealt with themes that no Western had really dealt with before, like what it's actually like to take the life of someone, And what's another one? Tombstone. Tombstone's, Doc Holliday has some great, parallels with Arthur, and then one last one, which is a Western. It is a Western, but it's set in Australia. What was it called again? The Proposition, yes, with Guy Ritchie and Ray Winston. And the Housers recommended that one to me. And they wanted, because the relationship between Winston and Richie was not dissimilar to the ones that they were kind of wanted to resemble between Dutch and Arthur.
And I'd just say that my favorites are all of those. I also love The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance a great deal. Many John Ford Searchers has to be mentioned. But with the passing of Robert Redford, I just last week rewatched Jeremiah Johnson. And there are more than a couple of homages to Jeremiah Johnson in Red Dead Redemption 2. We might even say some theft going on in it, but it is remarkable to me how wonderful that film is. And Westerns are pretty remarkable, and they were a big part of my childhood. And to know that we're Western figures for young folks right now is pretty spectacular.
Yeah, Tombstone for me, because I definitely watched that. I watched it over and over and over again. This is years and years before I ever even considered moving to Los Angeles, let alone became a character in a video game about cowboys. But other than that, honestly, I know of these other movies, but I've never watched any of them from beginning to end. I just have never done it. I still have never done it. But there was a night, Roger, where you were showing me on your laptop. You were giving me all these different clips, like, you got to watch this, you got to see this. And he's got them all. He knew exactly where to go in the movies and what movies were called, all this stuff. And so that was my experience with those old Western movies, was what Roger showed me. It still is. I mean, I think I should probably watch some of these things. You think? I might enjoy them.
Those answers made me like you guys even more. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So my question for all three of you. Oh yeah, sorry. If your character had a cell phone, what would their ringtone be?
I like that crazy frog, dude.
I think Dutch's phone would be on silent. He would attend to it at his choosing.
Yeah, I don't know. I love
Can you imagine Dutch being in the middle of talking and is in the middle of some big oratory? And, oh, shit. Oh, I got to take this.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be any clip of anything, couldn't it? Now, I don't have a ringer on my phone ever, so I don't know very many of them. But it would have to be some kind of like rock band music, I would think. John seems like a rocker to me. I don't know.
You don't remember Crazy Frog, do you? You're too young. You don't know what the Crazy Frog is, do you?
Maybe
Oh, there we go.
My phone that's going off right now.
All right.
Who's doing that? Oh, that's me. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
I'll tell you about John Cena's ring entrance music.
Thank you.
I'm just here for moral support, but I wanted to let you know that my name's Micah and you all have ruined my life.
Your issue is with Peter Blomquist. Take that shit up with him.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
I'm not sure how familiar you all are with this small niche of YouTube, but how do you feel about Red Dead song parodies?
As long as it ain't AI, it's pretty funny, man.
As long as it's not AI.
I agree completely. I think and I'm stealing this from you. This is something I heard you say at a panel once, and I thought
Let's see how he does. I'm excited.
I really thought it was, it's so true, and I say it a lot too, so I steal it more than just now. But, so we got to be part of something that obviously turned out to be really special to a whole lot of people, and we're very fortunate that we got to be part of that. And so what has happened since that game came out, though, through this incredibly talented, supportive, not just to us, but to each other, this community. In the way that this game has been made so much bigger because of everybody's contributions, and fascinating and completely overwhelming in the best possible way. But yeah, I think that anytime anybody contributes anything, because we've seen it's coming from a really cool place that I think we all love and appreciate, I think we probably all love every bit of it, as long as it's not AI and it's regular people doing awesome things. It's awesome.
Thank you.
So I know the game was based in 1899, the beginning of it, but my favorite beverage was invented in 1885, Dr. Pepper. So do you think if Arthur maybe had a couple of ice cold delicious Dr. Peppers, would he do all right with his TB?
I ain't no doctor. You think if he had some Dr. Pepper, that would have cured his TB?
I mean, ice cold Dr. Pepper can make anybody happy if they.
I mean, happy, yeah, but like cured of TB?
I mean,
might have given him a moment's respite, yeah, but cured of the TB. I mean, Coca-Cola was around too. Yeah, maybe. Coca-Cola was around then too, right?
But I want to start a war and say Mr. Pibb would have done the trick.
That'll cure what ails you. I like to think the thought of Arthur drinking a cold Dr. Pepper, yeah, but I don't think it would have done much good. No. But then again, I'm no doctor, so.
Also, was there any like sentimental souvenir or prop you guys got to keep from from the game?
I've said this before. I stole my boots. Yeah, I did ask for them, and they went, yeah, we'll get back to you on that. Yeah, I'm sure it won't be a problem. Just let me check first. And then I thought, holy cow, I wasn't expecting that answer. I just thought they'd say, yeah, sure. Because those were the same boots I wore every day for 5 years. And I know they were pretty worn out, you know? So I was like, oh, God, they might not let me, you know? And when I knew it was definitely my last day, I just kind of accidentally on purpose took them. And then a couple of weeks later, I get a phone call from our director, Rod Edge, and he's like, Raj, I am so sorry, but we've been looking all over. And we can't find your boots. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. And I confessed I stole them. And yeah, I got my boots, yeah.
That's all I got. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
You're awesome. Thanks.
I only really know you guys from your work in Red Dead 2, but I wanted to ask, like, is there any genre of media out there you would want to work in, live action, voice acting? Would you want to, like, you know, move into, like, maybe doing Marvel movies, DC? Would your favorite genre be history, dramas, westerns, like, historical documentaries?
I've done Marvel and DC.
I was gonna say.
I like them both. My favorite thing at the end of the day is work. So I'm not picky. I'll take a job. But this has been a good one. I will say this, that question, Red Dead is a large part of it, but I'm in this, you know, you set off as an artist focusing on process. I still try to just focus on process. Outcome, you can't really command. It's one of the things I dislike about AI so much, because AI is only teaching outcome. It's not teaching process. And if you don't know process, outcome's irrelevant anyway. But I will say that getting to play Dutch, getting to play a character as rich as Dutch, I don't imagine there's a job waiting for me anywhere that's going to top what I got to do with this. And I'm at peace with that. I just want to work as much as I can. But like I said, I can only speak for myself. I'll take a job if you got one.
No, I think that I agree with you. So if you, like a lot of people will come up to the tables or wherever and say, how do you become a voice actor? And I think the answer is you become an actor. and I never tried to be in a video game. I didn't ever move to LA because I wanted to be a character in a video game. Thank God that I was, but I think I agree with Ben. Like, if there's a job, I haven't been actively pursuing anything for several years, just because of my own personal circumstances. But I think that, if you're an artist who's trying to, if you're asking, of course we would all take any job, right? But what would we actually want to do if we could? I'd be happy being a movie star. That'd be cool. I'd say it'd be pretty cool. I think you'd be good at it. I think I would enjoy that.
Yeah. I like work. I like challenging work. I like to be challenged. The genre is secondary. It's definitely, sci-fi. Never ever felt that way at all. Don't know many actors who do. Yeah.
Thank you guys very much.
In Red Dead 1 in 1914, there's a newspaper that says Landon Ricketts is dead, and he participated in the Blackwater Massacre. Is that canon in Red Dead 2? And my other question is, where is Javier, Bill, and Dutch during Undead Nightmare?
Undead Nightmare is a dream.
Well, how do we know?
I just told you.
Fair.
I did not mean to send you packing, young man. I'm so sorry. I still got it.
Hi, big fan. So Red Dead Redemption 2 seemed like a really physically demanding game. Were you guys clued into how physically demanding it was going to be to do all the performance capture and all the things like that? Did they prepare you at all?
Was it similar to what you did in Red Dead, Rob?
Yeah. I mean, it was obviously much longer and everything was bigger, but yeah, it was, like Ben mentioned, or maybe it was you, Roger, that was talking about the stunt performers. There were, I know that when I went into this whole thing and I thought, I don't need stuntmen, I'll do it. And then I saw what the stuntmen do, and I thought that, we better let them do it. Because they did some really intense, crazy things. Somebody actually just recently asked me about fighting, like combat, whatever, fist fight stuff that did I get to do it, or did animators do it, or whatever. In most cases, I think it was stunt people. I think each one of us did a little bit of that, probably, but they're better at it. They know how to choreograph it and remember their choreography and not accidentally punch each other in the face, It's a real skill that they have that I don't have.
Yeah, I tried to do as much as possible, but they're definitely another league. I had worked in mocap on video games before, but I'd never been the playable character before. So I went into it, before I knew these guys, I went into it thinking I was going to do the cutscenes, and that any in-game animation would be a bonus. So then as I got pretty involved in the project, I found out that they wanted me to do as much as possible. Then that was really exciting to me, because then I knew that the way Arthur moves, I was going to be able to have a lot of ownership of, even just the way he walks in-game, etc., and everything. So I tried to do as much as possible, but there was some stuff in there that the stunt performers did masterfully. It was a lot more strenuous than I had anticipated, but I was grateful for it.
I'm remembering a day at Glen Cove when I came in and they had built this large rectangle, and I had no idea what I was looking at in the volume, the performance capture space, and it was the train from that early mission, and when Javier and you and Lenny, right, all jump off. But right, the guy playing Javier, because Javier hits the top of the train and falls off to the ground. And this is why when voice acting comes up, it can be kind of hard to hear, because I'm sitting there watching for hours this guy fall 15 feet off of this thing onto a crash mat and do it again and again and again and again. Not voice acting. Just acting, and acting from a height. But man, what a fun game.
Thank you so much.
Hi, so I'm a really big fan of all you guys. Red Dead 1 is actually the game that like really got me into gaming in general because I had heard of Red Dead 2, so I wanted to play the first one first. And then I basically just spent the last like 5 years of my life that's my favorite thing in the whole world. Every con I like make my boyfriend dress up like John so I can dress up like Abigail because it's my favorite cosplay to do. But actually my question is for Ben Byron Davis. So in the first game, you act as both Dutch and Nastas, and I was just wondering how that came about. Like, I'm assuming you wanted to be Dutch, or I don't know, because I've seen a lot of people online talk about how, you know, they're very, like, polarizingly different characters, at least in Red Dead 1, because Dutch is, like, going crazy at that point, and Nastas is, like, this calm in the storm. When I first played the game, I didn't even realize that it was you and both characters because you're so different. Yeah, it's like, it's fantastic. When my boyfriend played the game, he was like, isn't that Dutch? And I was like, no. Oh my God, it is. So, yeah, I was just wondering how that came about.
Well, the first thing to be clear about, I learned more about Dutch van der Linde playing through Red Dead Redemption than I knew about Dutch van der Linde when I played Dutch van der Linde. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I showed up, this was the character, the script was still being written, and they basically just said, gang leader, stupidly well-read, led a gang, lost his mind. Sounds good to me.
You nailed that. So.
And then, now this wasn't as big a deal on the first game as it became on the second game, but Dutch is, I guess, 6 feet tall. It didn't really matter in the first game because in the cutscenes they were fudging the height. In the prequel, our characters are, it's too involved to tell you, but
you can tell that the heights are a little different.
Right, so they could cheat in the cutscenes in the first game. In the second game, the character models were kind of anchored to their dimensions, which made the animators, it didn't affect my life much at all. Now, on the days that I was hired for Dutch. They were looking for Nastas. And the thing they knew about Nastas was he was going to be tall. And they had me, and I am tall. And so they had me play the role. Now, we were not, at least I was not, but I don't think the industry was nearly as invested in concerns about cultural appropriation as they appropriately are now. So I tend not to bring up the fact that I played Nastas because it's really, but the thing was I was there on the days, and I had actually played a Native American character in a really inappropriate late night show in LA years before, so I kind of had this dialect in my back pocket, and I employed it, knowing that it was going to be replaced. It was all a temp track, so I just treated the role well because it's what I love to do, and so I just tried to play it as well as I could, but I never thought that he was going to be in the game. And then I showed up for the last day of ADR on Dutch, and then they said, oh, we've got this more Nastas stuff for you to do. And I said, I thought you were going to recast it. And they had tried, apparently, to find an actor in New York that they preferred to me that was culturally appropriate. And I don't know what to tell you beyond the fact that they liked my work enough that they kept it in. And because of the nature of the contract on that first game, I got double pay.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
But I love that there are people that don't even know now. My favorite, though, is that there's people who say, oh, I knew it immediately. And I'm like, I know that person did not know immediately.
Yeah, I mean, you at least would need to hear a few lines or something, because they are just so different, and it's a testament to you're a good actor. So,
I appreciate that. But I will say one of the great joys, you know, Googling your own name, as I do far too often, was early days on the release of Red Dead, when a few people would notice, or no, they had not yet noticed. I would see things in like chat pages saying, I can't believe Rockstar hired that great actor that played Dutch, and they also hired that awful actor who played that Native American robot. And I was like, that's kind of a victory that they think I'm great and suck in the same project.
Yeah, it's good that they're more culturally appropriate now, but you did do good in the role for the time, at least.
Oh, they got it. They got it very right on the second game, and it's a perfect opportunity to mention Graham Greene, who we just lost, who played Rains Falls, and it is about as storied Native American actor as there has ever been. It was a real honor to work with him.
He was great. He was really funny, and he was a joy. He was a real joy. Yeah, it was a privilege to work with him.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
And you can dress like Abigail, even if he doesn't dress up like John. Do your thing.
So hello, my question is, how many grown men have told you they cried in certain parts of the game? Because my dad sobbed.
My dad cried at Karate Kid Part 2. And so did I.
A lot. It's rough. It is rough. And I think it's not just because it's so well written, but I think that when you're playing these games and you become so attached to this character because of all the things that you have to navigate, and also you can make choices on your own, so you've got that level of creative control that really brings a whole different experience. I'm saying that now because I'm finally playing Red Dead Redemption. I recognize now how much more I enjoy it playing it than I ever did watching it. And I think that's probably good for any game, right? But it's brutal. I don't think I want to play that part. Not live anyway, because that might get me too. I don't know.
Well, I was just, you're not the only one, man. So many people bawling their eyes out. You know, I was talking about ownership earlier. Well, whatever ownership I had over Arthur went out the window October 26, 2018. And then we all became Arthur on that day, you know? And then by the end of chapter 6, after most of us have spent, let's be honest, dozens and dozens of hours, you know, you're invested. And I don't think anybody's ashamed to say that they were emotionally attached by the end of chapter 6, yeah.
And then I was also wondering, what is your favorite line in the game?
You smell like your shit took a shit.
Oh my goodness, I'm trying to. You go.
The one that has been coming back to me more. Do you care which game?
It could be both of them. I don't mind.
You can't escape the past, John. Killing me. It won't make it go away.
I'm so sorry. What I was trying to remember is I was doing, we had photo ops recently, Roger and I. It was a duo thing, and this guy came in, and he was awesome, and he was excited, and he walked right up to Roger, and the line is, "You smell like your shit took a shit." And the guy looks at Roger, and he goes, "Your shit smells like shit." He was so excited to say it to Roger, and I was like, nope. And then I couldn't stop laughing, so it was so funny. But oh my goodness! I'm so sorry. It's so hard.
Wait,
to pick
no.
a favorite.
What's the line you couldn't remember that day? That was the best. That was the best. He had such a hard time with this line. He blew 20 takes.
20 at
20,
least.
20 takes, and the rest of us were right every time. 20. What was the line?
Something about nothing. Nothing like it's something about starting trouble with a man who's recently stolen your child. I have no idea what it is.
To mess with a man. Oh yeah, no, he couldn't get it right that day either. But it was more fun than anything. He's so sincere and he works so hard and he's a team player. He was so upset with himself that day. And it made it even worse. Like he was putting pressure. The rest of us were totally at ease, but he was putting, because I'll always take another pass. I love when somebody blows a take, I get another shot at it.
Yeah, there were more than just that one line. I definitely had my days where I really struggled with things. But to say my favorite line, I think is people don't forget, nothing gets forgiven. And I think it might be Rockstar's favorite line for John, too, because they had it in a trailer for Red Dead Redemption. It was in Red Dead, talking to Bonnie on her porch. And then also, that same line is in Red Dead 2. If you find it, John's talking to Hosea. So I think that's my favorite. It's so hard to pick favorites of anything, though, when you enjoyed every second of every bit of the work that you got to do. I think we all agree on that.
10 years is a lot of time to get so much lines you like, so yeah. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right. Well, we're having a great time. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we have time for one more question. So I'm putting you on the spot here. One more question.
Okay.
This better be good.
Okay. Hi guys. I came from Central Illinois to be here. Really happy to be here. Yes. So my question is for Ben. So I think one of the great things about these games in general is little bits and pieces along the way that maybe you're never even going to know the whole story unless you 100% the game. I don't know who's done that, not me. But, okay. And and one of those things for me is Annabelle. And she's like Amy in Gone Girl or Laura Palmer in Twin Peaks. She's haunting the narrative for me. Is that anything that you've ever had a concept of who she was to Dutch, and would you like to see her be a part of a prequel?
What a wonderful question. I'm
you.
very glad you made the trip from Illinois.
Thank you.
Truth be told, I was just talking to somebody else about this. They called me to check availability, I think in July of 13. And so from the release in May of 2010, I had been hoping I was going to get a call because I knew that there was so much left to tell. And so I started thinking, what will be the thing that provokes Dutch's dissent? Because it was so clear from the pages that I got that he was not crazy yet. And I thought maybe there had been a relationship, but there was no name that I had until I got the name Annabelle. And slowly these sort of pieces came together that Hosea had. What was Hosea's?
Bessie.
Bessie. Thank you. Hosea had Bessie, and Dutch had Annabelle. And the thing to me that Annabelle became, because I found out early enough that we weren't going to meet her, that she was gone. It was late in the game when I found out that it was Calm that had taken her from Dutch. But it became something that I understood was playable as an actor, was that was Dutch's version of love. And I think we see Dutch love. He loves the gang. He loves the idea of the gang. He loves Hosea, certainly. These two, it's transactional with Dutch in a way I imagined it wasn't with Annabelle. And so I think that if you want to, and this is not me suggesting that this is what I was playing, but if you want to view Dutch through the prism of somebody who was split in half by losing this love of his life, I think that's there to find. And I do think that you know, there is one of my favorite lines I got to record as Dutch was "Don't you never leave love aside." And I think very much, and that I can tell you on the day that we recorded that, I was definitely thinking of my imagination of what Annabelle was to Dutch. This time when anything was possible. And he moved into a guy who still believed in possibilities, but he was caught up in making people pay for what had been taken from him.
Awesome. Thank you. Just real quick, Rob, do we have any updates on Ninja Chicken? Because I'm pretty worried about her.
That's awesome. So, my goodness, that's so funny. Thank you for asking. The Ninja Chicken. I'm a ridiculous person. I'm sorry. If you watch my YouTube page, you know what's going on. Otherwise, you're like, daggone, that guy's crazy. I am. But Ninja Chicken, as far as I know, is still outside of the coop. But she's fine. I mean, she's fine. She can come back in. The ladder is up. She can come back in whenever she wants, but...
I don't know about that ladder, man. The other stuff can get up that ladder. I don't know.
I don't know what else to do. I really don't know what to do.
All right, I'll take that. Thank you.
A lasso would be good. I know that me running and chasing after that chicken doesn't work because I fall and bust my ass in front of everyone.
Makes me think of Rocky chasing the chicken.
Well, what a beautiful last question there, and I'm talking about Ninja Chicken, but you know, but the one before, and the thing that from having these guys that has made me, you know, so beyond happy and thrilled to have them here, is hearing you guys talk about these. I mean, like I said, I played through Red Dead 2 during the pandemic in the worst time of my life, you know, and I wanted to be anywhere but where I was. And hearing these guys talk about these characters, it makes my heart swell up. Because these characters, they're not video game nonsense, they're real. You know, and all of you guys have displayed that tonight, and I hope these guys have got to feel that, and that maybe someday we can have them back again. Maybe we can have an even bigger crowd from the game. But every time they come, it is amazing. One more big hand for the Red Dead Trio. Rob Wiethoff, Roger Clark, and for the first time, Benjamin Byron Davis.
Hello? Okay, is this... Oh, yeah, I just want to say I'm so sorry for those of you who had questions. We're going back to our tables right now, so if you have more you want to talk about, you can meet us there. But thank you so much for coming.